JOCXTAM
JOCXTAM
第8チャンネル
フジテレビ
です。
音声多重放送
映像周波数 193.25MHz
197.75MHz
音声周波数 197.75MHz 出力 12.5kW でお送りします。 JOCXTV
フジテレビジョン
第8チャンネル
音声多重放送
きっとお父さんだってワクワクしてる。今夜は思いっきり子供に戻っていいですか？メリークリスマス。
クリスマスケーキは今年も山崎。
メリークリスマス。あら、手編みじゃない。
お、ペアか。
ねえ、着てみて。
なんだか照れくさいな。
あったかいわ。この日のために一生懸命作りました。ありがとう。似合ってるよ。
クリスマスケーキは今年も山崎。
楽しいイブに山崎のクリスマスケーキがあれば、もっとずっと楽しくなりますよ。山崎ではいろいろなケーキをご用意しました。クリスマスには今年もやっぱり山崎のクリスマスケーキ。ご予約はお早めに。楽しいクリスマスにしたい。その時からもうクリスマスは始まっています。いいクリスマスにしよう。山崎のクリスマスケーキ。楽しいことや嬉しいこと、その日にきっといっぱいやってくる。今年も心に残るクリスマスを。山崎のクリスマスケーキ、ご予約お待ちしています。山崎のクリスマスケーキで今年も楽しいイブを。心を込めてご用意しました。山崎のクリスマスケーキ、ご予約お待ちしています。 つ一つに真心を込めて、今年も大切な人と山崎のクリスマスケーキ、ご予約お待ちしております。一つのケーキをみんなで食べると自然に笑顔になれるんです。大切な人と一緒にメリークリスマス。山崎のクリスマスケーキ。どんなケーキにしようかって考えることは、どんなクリスマスにしようかって考えることなんです。今年も素敵なクリスマスを。美味しさ選べる山崎クリスマスケーキ。どんなケーキにしようかって考えることは、どんなクリスマスにしようかって考えることなんです。今年も素敵なクリスマスを。山崎クリスマスケーキ。よし、ご予約お待ちしております。
きちんとチキン優しさの味、きちんとチキン心の中まで温まる。ファミマのフライドチキン、あなたとコンビニファミリーマート。
フライドチキン揚げたてで優しさの味、きちんとチキン心の中まで温まるね。ファミマのフライドチキン、あなたとコンビニファミリーマート。優しさの味、きちんとチキン心の中まで温まるね。きちんとチキン幸せの味、きちん。
試合に勝ちて。
じゃあ牛乳だ。
なんで？
でかくなんだよ。
でかく。でか。でけえよ。ありえねえ。取れねえ。パス。でけえよ。それねえ。やられた。
よっしゃ。
今でけえよ。取られたら取り返す。入らねえ。バンバンバンバン。やべえよ。サンキュー。飲まなきゃ。
牛乳に相談だ。
牛乳飲んだ方が人生得よ。
何が？骨が丈夫になるのよ。
骨？
履いてみてください。
ガラスの靴。シンデレラマン、そこさせないわ。すごい骨密度。何？
ずっと探してました。あなたのような素敵な骨密度の女性を結婚して。
靴関係ないじゃん。
あ、流れ星。
ロマンチック。熱っ。
隕石じゃん。
飲んどこうかな。
牛乳に相談だ。
すごい牛乳飲んでるね。
綺麗になるのよ。
綺麗に。
これ
私？
綺麗だ。
ちょっと待って、モテすぎて怖いよ。優子が溺れてる。
優子だー。
ジュン君。
優子大丈夫かい？
人工呼吸して。
オッケー。
飲まなきゃ。
牛乳に相談だ。
すごい牛乳好きだね。強くなるからね。強く？逃げろ！ 牛乳に相談だ。
牛乳好きね。
ナイスなバディになれんのよ。
ナイスなバディ。
Presenting solo number 23.
飲まなきゃ。
牛乳に相談だ。
この芸人好きめ、集中力がアップすんだよ。
集中力？集中力。
ガシンガシンガシン。授業続けませんか？
飲まなきゃ。牛乳に相談だ。
綺麗になりたい。牛乳ない。
じゃあ買いに行こう。
山田さんどちらへ？
ちょっと買い物へ。
牛乳に相談だ。
と思ったら冷蔵庫にないから買いに行こう。
ねえキスして。
大きくなりたい。もう少し。
牛乳に相談だ。
と思ったら冷蔵庫にないから買いに行こう。
次の人中でお待ちください。中携帯ダメだからね。
はい。よろしくお願いします。
よろしく。よろしくお願いします。
今ダイエットしてるんですけど元気出ないんですよ。
先生いかがですか？牛乳を飲みなさい。牛乳を飲みなさい。
ありがとうございました。
牛乳に相談だ。
生きる意味って何ですか？
先生いかがですか？では大先生、牛乳を飲みなさい。なるほどですね。
わからないんだ。
そんなことはない。牛乳に相談だ。
今ダイエットをしているんですけど、なんかいまいち元気出なくて。
先生が今遅れられています。もう来られると思うんですけども。あ、来られました。やっと着いた。遅れて申し訳ない。どうぞどうぞ。先生ここにね。はい。
先生よろしくお願いします。
牛乳を飲みなさい。ありがとうございました。牛乳に相談だ。
牛乳ってどのくらい国産なの？
少しは輸入してるでしょ。
うちだ。怒ってるよ牛が。
なんか悪いこと言ったかしら。
牛乳は国産だ。
もしもし。今かっぱ寿司の前。一皿90円だって。いやーさすがだねかっぱ寿司。一皿90円だよ90円。お前も来いよ。いやだから90円だって90円。来んの？じゃあ先に食べてるわ。
平日105円が90円に。期間限定。
お待たせしました。
うまそう。電話しなきゃ。もしもし。お祭りセット10%オフだったよ。 いやだからお祭りセットだって。お持ち帰り。そうそうそうそう、そういうことそういうこと。じゃあ今行くわ。
お祭りセット 10% オフ期間限定。
いらっしゃいませ。
また一皿90円。よっしゃ。うまい。90円。これも90円。きたきた、これも90円か。やるねかっぱ寿司。
ありがとうございました。ゼロ皿ですね。
ご好評につき追加開催。12月10日まで。
今食べたよね。
君食べたのか。
食べたのねこの子。
人の寿司取るなよ。
まあかっぱ寿司食べたいか。
いやー疲れちゃったね。
そうですね。
まだそんなに遅くないし。どう一杯。
いいですね。鈴木さんもどうです一杯。
Oh, I'm sorry. I have an appointment.
あ、今日はノバの日ですか。
Yes, that's right.
それじゃ頑張って。
Goodbye.
ノバの日ね。
This is the street lamp. A girl is crying. Oh, you dropped a handkerchief.
駅前留学ノバ。お問い合わせは右よくつく。
おかえりなさい。
I'm home.
ああ、今日はノバの日だったわね。
Yes.
楽しかった？
Yes.
そう、よかったわね。Are you hungry?
Yes.
But first, take a bath and let's have dinner.
It's hot. This is delicious.
Thank you.
I love you.
駅前留学ノバ。お問い合わせは右よくつく。
JOCX-TV JOCX-TV 第8チャンネルフジテレビです。映像周波数 193.25MHz 出力 50kW 音声周波数 197.75MHz 出力 12.5kW でお送りしました。
the sun goes up in the morning here, we got a brand new day. As the world keeps spinning around, we have the moon in the sky. So join us, let's start our brand new day. Now join us, let's start our tomorrow. Everything is up to you and me. Come join the fun. Now join us, let's make a brand new world. Come join us, let's make our tomorrow.
JOEXTV 10チャンネルテレビ朝日です。
TV 朝日 Get started TV 朝日
It's been a while, you guys. How you all... Jesus Christ. Not even a whole fucking sentence in and I'm already stumbling. Like a fucking professional. Take this shit off here. Alright, this is something I've been wanting to tackle for a while. I wanted to do it after, certain cases happen, but, I think it's okay if I just talk about the music and not about the peanuts. I should be careful how I say that. Discography. And it's weird because earlier this year, Roger only had 2 songs, and all of a sudden, he had, and I gotta go take a look at this here just so I'm not looking at it the right way. He has 4 albums and 1 single, and before that he just had a single. So in total, he has 4 albums and 2 singles. And a lot of those songs on the other albums are repeats of one of the albums, which is the best album. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling once again. God damn it. One thing I am not is a skilled speaker. The other reason why I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this, I just realized that white background's not really working with what I'm talking about here. So let me turn that off so I can see chat a little bit better. There we go. So before I did the whole theater thing, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, I also did, music for 4 fucking years, which was a complete and utter disaster for me. Singing, I marginally improved in, and I do mean marginally. Like, I would say, karaoke okay, which is the most redundant thing ever. I tried learning the piano, sucked at it. Guitar, couldn't hack it. And at one point, I just wanted to make I couldn't really admit to myself, in my youth anyway, that I fucking sucked. So I decided, you know what? I'll do it by tackling music business classes. And it was because of that I learned, that little thing called fair use that helped me defeat George several times before the case of cases. And that was quite a learning experience for me. So there was this teacher, I'll have to see if I can link him, because I'm pretty sure his complete works are online. His name is Joseph Gallo. And I don't think he remembers me. Let's see, Joseph Gallo. Because he's a famous songwriter. No, that's not who I'm looking for. I didn't even know there was another Joe Gallo. No, I'm not looking for a fucking gangster. Songwriter. Because really, this is just a casual stream. It didn't do any prep work, mostly because yesterday, god damn, it was just a complete clusterfuck trying to start the stream. Let's see. Let's see if this has this discography. I know he wrote for Shalimar, which is... Oh yeah, this is the guy. Okay. That's right. He did a couple... But I guess that was his main thing for a while. And I took a couple of his... let me link this really quickly. A couple of his classes, and he was a really cool guy. And I know I shouldn't be making this about me, and I'm sorry about that. But he essentially told me, you know what, you just gotta get out of this at one point. Because he basically said I sucked. And he said the only way I would make it is either as an engineer or critiquing music. He says those were my two strengths. And dropped out shortly after that. It got way too fucking stressful. But it was because of him why I learned as much as I did about music. He was a really good songwriter as well as musician. So with that in mind, because I listened to a lot of fucking demos. He brought in all these demos from a record company he was listening at that they were going to throw away the tapes at one point. So he had us listen to hear why they weren't sold as either acts, entertainers, etc. So I feel like I'm qualified with this subject at hand. Boy, that was only, 50 minutes of me speaking there? Okay, so the first thing we're going to listen to is the only single that I was able to capture before Roger deleted it, and that's Gotta Go, which is... God damn, is this a bad song. Alright, let me start playing it. Put it at half volume so you guys can hear me speak while I talk about it. But it's these tired old bar chords that I gotta stop it again. They're not exactly ear catching. Like, it's not something you would like hum while, you know, walking out of a car. You know, it's like you hear a really catchy song and you start whistling it or hearing it in your head, etc. And this is a problem you'll see with a lot of Roger's songwriting. It's so uninspired, so God damn it. Yeah, it is a classic song. And it perfectly describes Roger, just dull as dishwater. And the lyrics, and this is the other thing I want you guys to listen to, is the lyrics. Because in this, he just talks about wanting to go, but never says why. Which is something you're supposed to do in songwriting. I mean, a song is supposed to have purpose in lyrics. It's supposed to either uplift you, teach you, you know, a life lesson. This just reminds me of stuff that... And this is something that a lot of you are going to agree with for people that went to college. The stereotypical guitarist that would, like, show up to a party, play a couple chords, and think that they were the absolute shit, and the only people they would fool would be, like, stupid drunk chicks that never heard a good song before. Or guys, if they were gay. But anyway, let me just shut up while we listen to some more of this classic... God damn, this is really awful. Great songwriting.
And I'm gonna leave this town, gonna pack my bags and go beyond my way, 'cause I got a rambling mind and I just don't have the time.
Alright, what are you gonna do about it, Roger? This is the whole pattern through the whole song, folks. Let me continue. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Like what?
Gotta make some money.
Oh my...
You know it ain't funny. Gotta go.
And do what? How are you gonna make money? You're on SSI.
Got things to
Now I'm jumping ahead to another thing, but Roger writes a lot about his life here, and it's amazing. Out of, let me look again. Because if you do not count repeats, whoops, where's the song list? If you do not count repeats, I believe there are 29 songs in total, and they're all equally as mind-numbing. But yeah, I gotta go. Gotta finish this song up.
It ain't always about you. You gotta go.
And there's not even like a different chord progression when he gets into the second lyrics. It just repeats. It's the same verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's such a predictable form of songwriting. Like for example, there is verse, chorus, maybe breakdown after that, or verse, song, verse. I mean, for song, chorus, verse, etc. I mean, there's a lot of ways to write a song, and this is just so droning and predictable. And I gotta stop because I have a feeling I'll be repeating myself several times here. Same chord progression as before. So Roger is basically talking about how antisocial he is here. Bullshit. Tell us how you're gonna change it. I'm not kidding. I'm actually gonna stop the song here because it literally repeats like that the rest of the song. There's. I'm trying to remember. Is there an instrumental in this? And it's the most simplest of breakdowns. Not breakdown. Like instrumental. God, that whole thing is just uninspired. And we're all right. One down, 28 to go. Although this one is by far the most interesting, which is Like a Woman. And when I originally started to do this concept, I wanted to do it on Fielden's until Tony said he didn't want to cover this anymore. So I started typing down these lyrics because I figured I'd do this on my thing. And it's disgusting. It's thoroughly disgusting and perverted. And this is the kind of single that Empress would buy. Let me put it that way. So I'm going to start it. Oh, hold on. That's a good question, Jen. So I gotta be paying attention to chat. Not only do I think Roger never went to university, or if he did, he was shunned. Because in some of these songs, he talks down to people who are educated. And this is something we're going to be hearing several times over. A majority of his songs, they're about bands, which is a very unique concept. I would say 90% of pop songs I've ever heard love. I mean, and he does have a couple of those, including this one that I'm going to be playing here. But his idea of love is basically please Roger, because Roger needs help with his stuff. Oh, and this is something we're going to be hearing with, what is that song called? Let me look it up really quick. The Groupie. To Roger, women are groupies and nothing more. Which is, he treats women the same way George does, or probably, I don't know if Watt treats him that way, but just very misogynistically. It's like I said, the dummy sounds like exactly Komalize. He's entitled to groupie. I know, right? But yeah, this, I'm going to say this right now. The lyrics to this are disturbing. But you've been warned. Here we go. Once again, another generic intro here. Nothing groundbreaking. Oh, okay. So here's another thing. Listen to the the recording engineering. All right, God damn it. The engineering error is what I want to say. There's an engineering error right at the beginning. I want to see if you guys can find it. So Roger was singing a couple bars before, and for some reason the engineer didn't fade in Roger's voice or have him at level until way, by way, I mean far after what is acceptable for a song. So he was singing, I would say, probably 4 or 5 words into the song before the engineer noticed. Probably because he was asleep like I would have been if I was hearing this. Jesus. Is it me, or does this guy does this remind you of like a bad 80s beer commercial? Like, it reminds me of that kind of generic sort of wishy-washy feeling, just progression in terms of the chords. Maverick, let me start that over. Bad boy yelling. Alright, let me start it over. Feels any pain tonight as I stand inside the rain. Everybody knows that baby's got no clothes. That baby's got no clothes. Now, this would be fine if Roger was talking about, oh, I don't know, like a cute woman, a sexy lady, something like that. Oh no, as we are about to hear, I mean, I'm convinced that him and Empress are now friends online. Ribbons and bows. Alright. What kind of quote-unquote women wear ribbons and bows in their hair? And maybe in the 70s, that would have been more common. But when I think of ribbons and bows in, females' hairs, that sounds wrong. I don't usually think of them as being mature women, as I want to say here. I just gotta say, it's very pedo-like behavior. Victorian types. Are we talking about Shirley Temple here now? What the fuck? This is just very, very weird. But we're about to get to the creepiest part, folks. She takes she tastes like a woman. So once again, not implying a woman here. Let's continue. She makes love just like a woman. So it's very passive, which implies that Roger is not talking about a woman. And to confirm it, here is the last lyric in this chorus. Or not the last one, but close. Now this is the last one. Oh, God. Roger. You disgusting fucking pig. Why? Is it any wonder why none of his songs... Yeah, exactly. What? Oh, God. It's like that scene in Ace Ventura where he discovers that Einhorn is a woman or a man, and, immediately, drops trowel and jumps in the shower. It's almost that bad. You just feel that dirty listening to this. Raise it up! Oh, you want me to make him louder? Okay, hold on. I just don't want it to feed back into the mic because I don't have any headphones on right now. Alright, so hopefully this will be better. How about now? I'll repeat it.
She makes love just like a woman, and she aches just like a woman, but she breaks just like a little girl.
Yeah, he needs to be on a sexual predator list. This is sick.
Queen Mary, she's my friend.
What the fuck? Queen Mary, she's my friend. Alright, let's see what Roger follows that up with.
Yes, I believe I could see her again.
So, how long has Queen Mary been dead for? I'm trying to remember the last Queen Mary that's been alive. I actually got to look this up. Hold on. Queen Mary, because I'm not an... Oh, maybe the ship in Long Beach. I forgot about that. But it's named after Queen Mary the First, who died in 1558. Okay. So... Roger's now digging up old people. And George complains about us, doing it on his dad's grave. Roger, on the other hand, is into really crusty old dead people. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, but by the way, if you're ever in Southern California, don't go to the Queen Mary. It is cool to visit, but they charge way too much money, and they don't show you everything. When I was a kid, they had the pool, like a lot of the cool places that were haunted, they would open up, and they still do occasionally, but not nearly as often as they used to. And you get the literal creeps walking in those parts of the ship. And I can go into the whole history, but we're talking about Roger right now. We're talking about our peanut head friend. Well, he's not my friend, but this peanut head here, who is into fucking little girls.
Nobody has to guess that baby can't be blessed.
I hate when people sing like Dylan, because it makes... I do not know what he's saying here. Can anybody translate Regard?
They has to guess That baby can't do bliss.
That baby can't do bliss. That baby can't comply, because with the way you're writing the song so far, Roger, that makes far more sense.
Till she finally sees that she's like all the rest. With the fog,
Yeah.
she makes love just like a woman.
Oh shit! I didn't even see Genzel's comment until now. Baby is no bliss. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Now that that makes fucking sense. Roger, you disgusting fucking... I don't know who's worse. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Empress made... Oh, let's see, you're cutting in and out? I am? Hold on. Test, 1, 2, 3, test. Is my mic too hot? Hold on. I'll tell you why that might have been happening, Mel. It's because that disgusted me beyond no end, and my blue snowball occasionally, because it's so old, will just randomly cut out if I start shouting. So, yeah, I just need to up... Alright, you sound... Alright, cool. It is... These lyrics are thoroughly disgusting. Alright, let's continue.
Yeah, she aches just like a woman, but she breaks just like a little girl.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. And it was raining from the first, and I was dying there with thirst, so I came in here. And your long time curse hurts.
Interesting that he uses the word curse here, since it's considered taboo to fucking do that, and for perfectly good reason, mind you. This is all making sense now, because I know Eugene talked about Roger using a little girl as his profile picture before. It's all coming together. Roger is a sick, perverted, degenerate motherfucker. There's no other way to put it. Can you play Accidental Rain? Boston. Alright, let's continue.
Yes, I believe it's time for us to quit.
I can't quit you, little girl.
When we meet again, introduced as friends. Please don't let on that you knew me when I was hungry, and it was your world.
God, what? I'm getting progressively, and I've heard this song several times before, but it never ceases to, like, punch me in the gut every time I hear it. It is just, it's filthy. It is completely filthy for all the degenerate reasons that I mentioned before. As a matter of fact, should I play the rest of this out? I really want to skip it. Because the next one we're going to get into is his best of album. Which, oh God. This is where the pain, in my opinion, is really going to start. Is when we listen to that shit. Mosquito bees are getting bad. Am I cutting in or out or... Hold on. Finish it? Okay. Am I like feeding back? Oh God. Because in order for me to find this shit out, I now have to listen to myself. Okay, hold on. Oh. No. No. Oh, now we get to hear myself listen. I get to listen myself. Now I get to hear myself listen. I get to listen myself. Oh, now I get to hear myself stuttering. I get to listen myself. Oh, now I get to hear myself stuttering. I get to listen myself. Oh, now my bandwidth couldn't handle that. Oh my God. Okay. I just wanted to be sure that nothing technical was going on. Because whenever I see bees, I'm thinking of like something's humming back or something's feeding back. All right. Let's see. Get Cyrex. Oh God, I fucking love you guys. All right, Lewis said I should play it out, so let's continue.
Are you fake? Just like a woman, and you make love just like a woman.
Jesus.
When you ache, just like a woman.
Oh my God.
But you break. Oh, you break. Oh, you break.
Of course they are, because they're fucking little girls, you pedo.
Like a little girl.
Oh. Even his, like, the outros to his songs are just completely pussified. Alright, let's continue. Okay, no longer playing in bands.
Oh yeah. That's right, I tell you. Gotta change my plans. Time has crossed the span. Boundary lines have been lost. At such a cost. They were never really there. I just didn't see it that way.
Had my mic cut off there for a second. Oh, unsupervised. That is an abortion of a song. So, does that first part of the song make sense to anybody? I mean, it's now starting to make sense because he's explaining that people in the band aren't there. And this is a constant quip that Roger always... Exactly, who is he talking to? Time to cross the street without... But this is a constant quip that Roger has. Is... nobody understands me. Nobody's loyal to me in a band. It's very Chris-like. It's very cringy. And this is not somebody who is actually in a band or plays music professionally talks. This is not how people in the industry fucking talk to each other. It's all wrong. This is another thing you'll be hearing me say a lot. This is wrong. This is not how people talk about like people that fail them in the industry. They don't do this shit.
Wanted to be part of something bigger, but I couldn't get out of my own way.
Interesting, he says, couldn't get out of my own way. which Roger is implying right there that his ego is too big to actually conform to be in a band. Because when you're in a band, like good bands anyway, there's synergy going on. There's teamwork. It's like you got ideas, I got ideas. Let's see if we can make something out of it. You can already tell with Roger that it's either my way or the fucking highway. Roger seems like, just by listening to him in these songs, the most unyielding asshole that there ever was. And if he doesn't like what you say about his music, he's going to write about you, which he does in several of these songs that we're about to hear. Just bitches, and then after that, when he's done, he bitches some more.
I tried for a long time. Nothing ever really worked. It was so much work, playing with a bunch of jerks.
I don't know if I should keep my mic open. I think that's what's starting to feedback, if there is anything, but Roger, once again, you're in a band. It's teamwork. It's all about fucking, compromising. Like, if you do have an idea, you gotta, think, well, maybe this other guy's got something going on here. You gotta be willing to be wrong on something. Exactly. And it's a constant theme in, like, I would say 80% of Roger's songs. It's like, gimme, 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 and if not, I'll bitch, bitch, bitch. That is when he isn't talking about little girls, which is completely fucking disgusting.
I was always looking around for those with that magic sound.
You mean sounds like ass?
But they couldn't hear things right, and they couldn't play tight.
Yep, there we go. I remember, what was that? And I know some of you who've seen the video where Roger is in that bad wig where he's listening to some of the songs that he's writing. Roger, you are not one to talk. You are the antithesis of playing tight. And this is coming from a guy that played the piano like shit, that couldn't hack any fucking instrument. You are a complete abortion to music. I just, once again, I shouldn't be dumbfounded considering I've been dealing with lolcows this long, but I am. This is complete and utterly regarded.
Some no longer playing in the bands, 'cause it's time to change the plans. It's all in my own hands.
You mean that and little girls, you fucking pervert?
Same deal with a different brand. Some no longer playing in the bands, 'cause it's time to change the plans. It's all in my own hands. Same deal with a different brand.
Am I the only one who thinks that Rogers, once again, the arrangement of all these songs, they're not relaxing, they're not like that chill music you heard from the 70s, it's just trash. It's boring, it's dull, it's predictable, it's been done before, and for some reason in particular, since I've studied music, this just really pisses me off. If I heard this as a fucking demo tape, I would break it in half. And I'm not even joking either. It's that bad. Whoops, wrong one.
Remember us always leaving, people kept deceiving. Rolling up their doobies, mixing up their mind.
Roger, the closest you've been to a doobie was fucking one time you got scared of seeing it probably in gym and you reported the people that were near it to the fucking nearest teacher you could. Another thing that pisses me off about Roger is he talks about coke, marijuana, all these other drugs. And look at this guy. Look at this guy, and you tell me if he's even puffed off a cigarette in his life. I doubt it, or even like sipped on a beer. He looks more straight edge than 90% of the straight edge. Well, they're not kids anymore, but like that crowd back in the day. Even the way he's dressed sort of speaks straight edge, minus the cool factor.
There was no self-preparation, no songless organization. I'd practice on my own and learn everything, but they wouldn't do that.
Oh, God. Okay. Now, I have a word to say on this subject. This is just a personal tangent here. So, when I was studying music, of course, I was sightseeing, and for those of you who aren't familiar with sightseeing, is when you read off this a piece of sheet music. And there was a lot of people who would go and study the piano, and I'm not even kidding, they didn't want to sightsee. They wouldn't read out of a fucking music book. They would just sit down at the piano. They would literally sit at a piano and just start fucking playing, and it would always sound like shit, and they never fucking improved. And I would always wonder, why the fuck are you even there if you're just there to hit pianos on a keyboard? You could fucking do that at any... I'm trying to think of where they sell even keyboards these days. Like Guitar Center. That's our... No, but seriously, when Roger gets into this section here, that's what that reminds me of.
Loops playing the same song. They never bothered to change it up.
Projection?
If it was new to them, then it must have been new to everyone else.
Projection?
Some no longer playing in the bands.
They threw your ass out?
Cause it's time to change the plan.
Because you couldn't hack it?
It's all in my own hands.
And I don't want to go there.
Same deal with a different brand. Some no longer playing in the bands.
Rightfully so.
Cause it's time to change the plans. It's all in my own hands. Same deal with a different brand.
Okay, so we've had Roger basically repeat himself the entire fucking song. That he's no longer playing in a band because it's their fault. That's what this whole song is about. That the reason that, he's not in a band is not because Roger sucks. Oh no. He has to cope with it by blaming everybody else. They can't, I'm trying to remember the words he used. They can't play tight, quote unquote. They don't practice. This whole song's a cope for Roger. I'd be embarrassed if I released a song like that. Completely and utterly embarrassed. Because, once again, songs are supposed to be either uplifting, energetic, something to that effect. Whether, where you hear a song and, after that you feel better or some way, or enlightened in some way, or moved in some way. This is just pathetic. An unrivaled form of, I can't talk. Pathetic here. I do not want to finish this song out. I really do want to move on, but I know Lewis will kick my ass if I don't.
There was the lowered MPG. some super heavy guitar. While it's always empty.
Super heavy guitar. Where's the fucking super heavy guitar at? This whole song, it's been acoustic guitars. I don't hear if there is electric guitar. It's not amplified as such. I'm not hearing anything. I want to be sure I'm listening to this carefully too.
It's always empty. Calls had me in tears. I was living in a shack.
I'm not hearing it. So Roger is completely full of shit here. Super guitar, my fucking asshole.
With all these problems with my back.
My pussy and my crack?
I couldn't take no slack. Cause I thought it was just part of the act.
What does that fucking mean? That whole, the last four lyrics, if you put them in a lyric paragraph, or in the form of lyrics, like on a Jesus, I can't talk. If it wasn't an album, that would not make any sense. That's word salad. Oh, thank God we're almost at the end. Only 26 songs to go. And it's 7:30. Oh my God, what did I get myself into? God damn it. Alright, oh no.
Amen.
Okay, so this, of course, is Roger's legendary Don't Let Him Change the Band. I think Roger is at his absolute worst when he tries to merge lanes in terms of genre. He's shit at doing Dylan, but he's better at doing Dylan than he is at reggae and at any of the other fucking genres that he's about to demonstrate here. And this song is called Don't Let Him Change the Band. So he gets into, I forget how many different genres here, but he butchers all of them, which is quite a talent. I mean, if you were to release a song and do it in as bad of a job as he does, I don't think anybody could come close. And if I didn't, know who Roger was before this, I would think it was some sort of parody. Yeah, his reggae is complete and utter grids. It's an abortion. Oh God, I really do not want to hear this.
You got to play that reggae. I'm telling you.
This is like reggae by way of I can't even I mean, I could actually make some good reggae references, but it's like reggae via some sort of bad Jamaican restaurant playlist. Like they had Spotify on, and like YouTube, if you leave a playlist on YouTube long enough, it'll deviate from the genre and play something completely different. That's what this reminds me of.
Man, to do much better, you play that reggae. It's a slow form of ska, but people really like to do.
Roger. Thank God I know my music tree. Ska came far after reggae. Ska first started in the 50s and really gained traction in the 70s when, it's a really long story about how it got popular then. A lot of people attribute it to both the punk and skinhead subcultures as to why that started to rise in prominence. And then it slowly started losing traction in the late 80s and got popular again in the 90s. I don't know why ska has these weird peaks and drops in popularity, but it always has. But yeah, ska came far after reggae. Reggae is the OG of the genres here, which just goes to show how stupid and ignorant Roger is when it comes to this fucking subject. It'd be helpful if I played the fucking... There we go.
They're gonna swing and sway till they get dizzy, cause they're smoking ganja.
Here we go! Roger is applying the stereotypes much like Gigi does. He thinks all Jamaicans are all about that fucking marijuana. No. As a matter of fact, I've heard reggae before where it's like all anti-drugs and they completely denounce the shit. But not everybody who listens to reggae is blasted out of their minds, you dumb motherfucker.
Hey man, hope you wanna change your band to a reggae band. That's my idea, and if you wanna try it, go ahead, man.
Oh, come on. If you're gonna rip off like trying to, being a, faux Jamaican singer, at least do the mon. I mean, granted, it'd be far more stereotypical and cringy, but you know what? It's better than, like, this direction that you're going in now. Once again, I shouldn't be completely flabbergasted, but that's where I am. You don't have to, Roger. Really, you don't.
You gotta try. Play some reggae music. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my friend, gotta try to play the blues.
I don't know what's worse. Roger singing reggae or him transitioning from reggae to blues, because it doesn't sound right at all.
Gotta try. You gotta try to play the blues.
If you really want to fail, yeah.
It's the only thing people want to hear. Kinda redneck, but it really pleases the ear.
Alright, I gotta have a little word to the people in Richmond for a second. It's funny. I don't know why I find this to be funny, but I do. There a lot of rednecky people in Richmond get insulted when you call them rednecks. For example, George, definitely redneck. Watt, 110% redneck. Roger is a redneck. But they love making fun of rednecks, even though they themselves are sunburned beyond fuck back there. Just the whole back is red.
You know it's that thing that pleases the ear.
They could get completely butthurt about it.
But it pleases the ear.
Another generic little transition here. And just when you think the song's ending, he continues it, unfortunately.
You know, I think you should play this easy listening music. People might like it better, because when they're eating dinner, they want to hear themselves talk. They don't want to wear earplugs or want to have to shout.
Not George's. I keep wanting to say George for some reason. Roger's idea of fucking ballads are people who just want people to shut up. That's not why people listen to ballads. And Boston Soul can tell you this because I know he likes them ballads, especially the Bee Gees. They just want something, laid back and something emotionally meaningful to listen to. And it's actually, ballads been around for a long time. Roger's going to claim that it's from the 70s and 80s. It goes back to when it was called MOR, which means middle of the road. Middle of the road. Yeah, that's what ballads were originally called, believe it or not. God, but Roger just completely... He completely misses the mark with all these genres, which is quite an accomplishment.
No, they don't.
Hi, film nerd. You know what? Anything to make the pain stop.
Wanna hear that easy listening music? Soft songs that they remember from the 70s and the 80s.
Once again, MOR, which is what ballads were originally called, go all the way, I want to say, back to 40s? Once again, 40s, 50s. With, Connie Francis, Jesus. I'm trying to remember some of the people who are really known for that kind of music back then. And Lawrence Welk doesn't count. People like him did fucking polka, and I forget what the other kind of music they did was, but it wasn't ballads. It wasn't what we would today call ballads.
Like Barbra Streisand and Barry Manilow, Neil Diamond and Burt Bacharach, and the Broadway show tunes from the 50s that they grew up with.
You idiot, Roger. Show tunes are fucking show tunes. They're not ballads. Could you be any more of a regard? Like, when you're singing this part, like this picture right here in the middle, that's how I imagined you looked when you were writing that section down. Just being a complete and utter regard and making the most generic of stereotypes without doing any research like you usually do.
Gotta play that easy listening music. You know you gotta play it.
No, man, I think you got it all wrong, man. You need to chill out and just do this Grateful Dead thing. Kind of interesting that Jerry Garcia died.
Oh, God, we're getting on the Grateful Dead train, folks. Choo-choo!
Years ago. Maybe 20, I can't really keep track because I'm taking so many hits acid and smoking so many joints. I don't even remember whether I've gone to the concert or not, but I have the bootleg. I don't really remember if I've gone, but I've got that bootleg. One of my favorites.
God! This is genuinely painful to me as somebody who's studied music. Could any more hi-hat there, Roger? Ting, 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 ting. You know what this song really needs is more hi-hat. In a section that didn't fucking need it because it stands out like a sore fucking thumb. Yeah, you hit that hi-hat. Alright, now I know a lot of us here in chat listen to metal. Does this remotely sound like metal to you? This is metal by way of somebody who listened to show tunes and Bob Dylan when they were growing up. This is like late 60s psychedelic sort of rock. Once again, not remotely metal. I'm not Not doing goat horns over here. Not banging my head. Not doing any of the stereotypical stuff that people who listen to metal... That's the... Exactly, Black Volkswagen. This is just so bad. Fucking started the song. Let me see, is this it? Oh, there we go. He's never heard power metal before or progressive metal because the only... Let's see. I'm trying to think. Because I used to know all my metal subgenres. Let's see. There's death metal, dark metal. I even believe there's Satan metal, pig metal. God damn it, I can't even remember all of them anymore. But there's other forms of metal that are not... They're not evil, according to you. Progressive black. There's progressive. There's black metal. But I've never heard of progressive black metal. It does not compute. Well, oh, thank you, NW. I got to do this for several reasons. One, if I don't, Roger's going to flag me. Everybody, I studied music. Did you hear me? I studied music. Wow. Somebody sounds mad. Well, you can always unsub or just go somewhere else. Sorry you don't like it, but I have to give my commentary in order for this to be fair use. But yeah, this is not remotely metal at all.
Don't let them change what you're doing. Don't let them change what you're doing. Show them the door. Show them the door. Don't let them change your band.
4 down, 25 to go, I believe. Whew. Okay, so that was his second track in his best of album. Okay, so next one is... What is this one? No, we already did that one. Oh, I love this one because, once again, this is somebody who would write this kind of song if they lived with their parents most of their life. Alright, let's get this one started up.
Hey, how's it going? It's been quite a while. If you're looking down on us, hope we made you crack a smile.
That's a weird way to start a song for a fucking... Once again, this is about sort of creature comforts with a very pretentious as fuck opening.
Now I'm 4 years older than you were in 91. Is there a cure for cancer? Do you still have hair? The cure for baldness up there? How's the food? Do they have fish? Do you have ample socks and underwear?
And once again, Roger's talking down to people. Holy fuck. Once again, I know it sounds like I'm being elitist, but I'm just, reviewing this as somebody who studied music many moons ago. This is just bad. Complete first part of that was word salad. By the way, forgot to mention that. I don't know if I mentioned that enough about Roger's songs yet.
Quite a lot has happened. adulted. Put the past away. Now I'm 4 years older than you were in 91.
Sounds like a math problem. If you were 4 years older than you were in 91, what age would you be? That's what that reminds me of. It's a very weird statement.
Is there a cure for cancer? You still have hair. Is there a cure for baldness up there? How's the food? Do they have fish? Do you have ample socks and underwear?
All right. Does anybody have an idea of what Roger's talking about here? Because I sure as hell don't. And I clicked the fucking wrong button again. There we go.
Were you really happy? Or was it all for show? Creating an illusion about things we didn't know. It didn't raise a stink when beer was spilled. Didn't even drink. We're hooked on pills.
When Roger mentions drugs and all that kind of other bullshit after he does that little bit of word salad, it seems like he's trying to make himself sound cool. Like, you know what, that's what all the cool kids do. They do the drugs and they can relate to my music if I mention marijuana and just random drug references, hoping that, some desperate loser clenches onto them. Makes no sense.
People came and went. Families grew apart. Lots of polarization. Alternative facts. I'm 4 years older than you were in 91. Is there a cure for cancer? You still have hair. Is there a cure for...
I don't know why Roger decided to do that for a chorus, because he essentially repeated the same thing as in the first verse. And it's just as terrible here.
Baldness up there. How's the food? Do they have fish? Do you have ample socks and underwear? Were you really happy? Was it all for show? Creating an illusion about things we didn't know. Didn't raise a stink when beer was spilled. Didn't have a drink. You weren't hooked on pills.
This whole song's word salad. From beginning to end, it's word salad. That is very true, Black Volkswagen.
Years older than you were at 91. Is there a cure for cancer? You have hair. Is there a cure for baldness up there? How's the food? Do they have fish? Do you have ample socks and underwear?
Oh, God, I'm so thankful to be done with that one. That was a terrible song. Speaking of terrible songs...
When you were a kid, just out of college, and you'd already been to Israel and served your country well, but you won't?
What the... Now, he wrote this before the whole Israel war thing happened. That is just weird, though. I need... I'm not going to listen to that again, but... that's just such a weird lyric, and not for that reason.
Get away from your Southern Baptist town, so you got yourself a one-way to bite the great big apple. When you get to JFK, the taxis were all taken, and you'll know where to end or where to begin. Then you'll have some Jersey days, won't see any shows or plays, caught up in a suburban maze. You'll have some Jersey day.
Once again, I'm going to interject here, which I know what's his face won't like. Yeah, NW will not like this, although I'm sure he's gone by now. And Lewis, I need you to help me out on this one. New York, I mean, it is a little complicated, but I think that's strictly for noobs who go in there and don't plan anything out. Because from what my dad told me, once you've been there once, you don't have a problem usually after that. Like, you know what to do, where to go. I don't know why I'm trying to mystify this. Demystify this, rather. Jesus Christ. Roger's making me speak retard again. But New York is not that complicated. I heard my name. What's up? Yeah, New York is not as complicated as Roger is making it out to be here. Well, he also speaks about Jersey, which is even less complicated than New York is. Whoops, wrong one. Let's see, you're doing great, Sean. Want entertainment nuts. Well, if you want unprofessional, you've come to the right place. Honestly, I think, you know what, Film Nerd, I do have to say, Simon Ginks is infinitely more talented than Roger. As unfunny and as weird and cringeworthy as Simon's songs are, they are a hell of a lot more entertaining than Roger's are. New York as in the music? No, just New York as a whole. Like, you know, traveling through New York, trying to figure out where things are in New York. It's like if you want to go from place to place, I think isn't there apps that you could use, like subway apps? I'm trying to remember what my dad told me the last time he was there. But Roger makes it seem like that both New York and New Jersey is like fucking rocket science. And we're not even into the part yet where he like goes against people that went to college, like really browbeats them. All right, let's continue.
So your mind is in a basement, binging on that junk food. You had no motivation on a permanent vacation. You didn't want to get a job, you college graduate slob.
College graduate slob. So in other words, everybody who graduates from college, they're all slobs according to Roger. Let's listen to that again.
You had no motivation on a permanent vacation. You didn't want to get a job, you college graduate slob. Driving around in Jags, stealing plastic bags.
That is very weird. Let's see. College graduate slob driving Jags. So not only is Roger assuming that all people who graduate from college are unmotivated, that they're also rich brats. He has this stereotype about quote-unquote college-educated people, which, once again, it doesn't exactly make him, that much more friendlier to know.
Books and wigs make you
or engaging.
Really big, and told you that you've got an amazing sense of self.
No, Roger, we've heard you for quite a while. You don't even know yourself.
Then you'll have some Jersey days. Won't see any shows or plays. Caught up in a suburban maze. You'll have some Jersey days.
I still don't get why you're making Jersey seem like... My family comes from Jersey. And Jersey, other than like the fucking tolls on the highways there, it's not a complicated state. The only real attraction of New Jersey is, let's see... Yeah, Atlantic City, pretty much. The rest of it, like if you go toward the west, is a bunch of... I know part of it's mountainous, or a lot of hills, rather. Those have a lot of suburbs. But, yeah, it's not as complicated as you're making it out to be, Roger.
Planned a Hallmark visit with Yuletide decorations, with Chevrolet Chasers and Christmas decorations. But your clothes didn't fit right. They belong to someone else, living rent-free in their house and in their minds.
This whole song is just one big browbeat. Just him talking down to people who, God forbid, you know, study and want to go to New York and do that sort of thing. You fuck you, Roger. Just right, not literally, but figuratively, middle finger up the ass.
Open all the cars and picking up all the clubs, making your own schedule so you wouldn't have to work so hard. Then you'll have some Jersey days. Won't see any shows or plays.
Actually, Lewis, I think he's jealous. I think he wishes he was a yuppie and had it easy growing up and didn't get everything he wanted from his psychologist mother, who probably did make a lot of money and probably didn't spoil him. And Roger probably got resentful that he didn't get that much money. And he talks about this in another song. I forgot about that. How he gets kicked out, and unsupervised. Unsupervised, all alone, nobody to something all... Yeah, he's very bitter and vitriolic about people who have it and people who don't have it. And mostly him, because he had to basically beg for it. Beg for Section 8. Beg for, and I'm sure he's on disability, begged for pretty much his quote-unquote music career. These songs that you're hearing right now was paid for by you.
Caught up in a suburban haze, you'll have some Jersey days.
God, I feel like this instrumental break is not necessary here. A minute-long outro, folks. Alright, I'm ending the madness there. Hold on. Fuck that shit. Oh, turn it over. This is another one where he tries to do the whole psychedelic thing and fails. Oh, good question. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about this, how much he spent on studio costs, musicians, those kind of things. And it really depends. Like, if Roger knew what he was doing, he could hire, like, college level, and in some cases, I think he did do that. Like, people that just got out of college and looking to earn a couple bucks, he could probably have done all those tracks that he did this year, because they were all released this year. And it depends, too. Like, I have a feeling they were all recorded in a day, maybe 2 max. So, in that case, I would say somewhere between $2,500 to $5,000. It's not cheap. I can't wait till we get into... What's that song? He was making this when... Yes, he was. Not only was he making that, I believe this... Was it during the finalization of the album? Yeah, it was sometime during GoonCon when he was finishing up his album. That much I know for sure. He spent zero because he did... No, Roger did even mention that he did pay to have it done in a studio. So it was produced, and as I will also discuss later, there's one track I'm convinced he didn't write, and you guys will hear it for yourself when we get to it.
Gotta turn it all over.
Oh, God. This song is almost 8 minutes long, so I might be skipping through part of it.
But it's not so easy to find your higher power, your daddy in the sky. I know there's someone up there, not sure who they are.
This is one of the few songs that I believe are introspective, where Roger's being somewhat honest here. I don't know if his dad passed away or ran away from him when he was a kid. Hopefully the latter. Because I'm sure, like with George, I don't know if you would voluntarily want to be their parent, considering what a pain in the ass he is.
Guiding all our actions, looking down from the stars.
Oh, this is the worst harmonization I've ever heard. You should never, and I'll tell you what he did there was, and I'm forgetting the term, and it's done in like Cubase, not auto sequence, I should know the name of this. But basically, you can change, like, one of your choruses and match it to make it where it sounds like it's harmonized. And that's most definitely what Roger did here, because it's too perfect, and by too perfect, I mean it definitely matches, but it sounds like shit.
Control of anything. Gotta drop the reins. Turn my problems over. No time for the pain. But it's way too easy
when you spend SSI money.
Of all the cast and crew, the manager at large. If I could only fix things, tell them what to do.
God, I almost need a palate cleanser at this point. And we're only, let's see, what song is this? Let's see. 5 plus 7 songs in so far. Oh, let's finish this one out before I think of something to play as a palate cleanser.
Dole out my opinion instead of being a boiling stew. But they just won't listen. They just don't understand. They want to choose their own path, not follow my simple plan.
Oh, bye, film nerd. Oh, this drumming section here sounds wrong. Hold on. Okay, I passed that. I don't want to listen to it again, but it sounded like it was off there for a second. Okay, so most of the song is like this, and if it's okay with you guys, I want to skip this one because it's literally like this the whole song. There's no major chord progressions because that's just Roger. The lyrics are pretty much the same on this one, and this is one of the songs I really cannot stand. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Oh, this one's everybody's favorite, Place to Practice. I decided I was going to do a palate cleanser, but for Place to Practice, we got to listen to it.
The lead singer's parents' garage had no heating or air conditioning. It was gonna get really hot or cold in there.
Richmond! Alright, another question. George, says warm and cool, and Roger says it's either going to be really hot or cold. Pick one, motherfucker. Roger, it's not, it's neither is wrong to pick for a song. Having both in there sounds confusing as fuck. Not that it helps because it makes you sound like a whiny bitch either way, which I'm going to explain in a minute.
There was a lot of stuff and not much space, and we were tired of breathing each other's face, so we...
I know when I'm hot, folks, and I see somebody else, drenched in sweat, you can see it through their shirt, and they're drinking some water. I just go right up to them, and I just start blowing in their ear. That just instantly cools them down. Because, our warm breaths just instantly cool down somebody. This is completely retarded, Roger. Are you even hearing yourself? Even if I wrote this down as lyrics, I would be embarrassed that I took the time to write something that retarded down.
Decided it was time to find another place to practice. Place to practice. Place to practice.
Exactly, Night Owl.
Another place to practice. So we climbed into the van that the singer's parents bought him and drove all around the town. We couldn't find anything, so we stopped to eat some dinner.
Oh my god. I shouldn't be laughing this much, but once again, I have to interject in terms of experience here. Finding a quote-unquote place to practice is not that hard to do. So once again, this should all be formed in the beginning sections of when you guys form a band. If you guys don't have a quote-unquote place to practice, you either find a studio, you could even find some place outdoors. Actually, some studios, depending on... because not all studios are associated with labels, but some labels will allow you to practice in there for free if there's any space that's open. But either way, it's sort of an elitist thing and a very Roger thing to demand that something is warm and cool. Would you like filtered water too, Roger? Would you like all the M&Ms, separated so that there's no brown ones in there? Are you going to be that kind of prick, Roger? Is that what we're dealing with here?
Had some chicken fried steak and some casserole.
And we'll get fat on pumpkin pie.
And decided it was time to roll. So we searched some more for that elusive place to practice.
You make it seem like it's a fucking, lottery a lotto ticket. It's not that difficult, Roger. And I know because when I was studying music and there was a college course where there were people in bands, and one of the things they did was, that's another thing. If there's a college, you can, I believe it's one unit, usually. And I'm not going to explain what units are. I'm going to assume that most of you know what that means. Usually it's a unit, two, sometimes three, and you could use the piano rooms that are there or the little studios that they have to practice in. There are plenty of cheap ways to do this, and you make it sound like it's this monumental problem. This is why when people listen to your music, Roger, they laugh at you. Place to Practice was actually done before GoonCon. The other goons will tell you that he did that thing where he was in a wig and doing the skit with Roger. I think it was November last year. Matter of fact, I can look that up. Because I have it in one of my folders here. Let's see. It would be under the prank CD I did for some reason. Band Problems 2022. Okay, so it was done on where is it? Yeah, late October last year. So it was way before GoonCon. I'm sure GoonCon complicated things a little bit, but either way, this is just such a juvenile thing to do a song about. And the only people that can relate to this are teenagers, which is a little scary when you think about it. Oh, that would be scary if that was what on the flute here, Mel.
So the lead singer, he took me aside and said, "You don't know how this works. You're the newest to the band, so you have to make some concessions."
Oh, God forbid, Roger. You wanting to join a band and actually having to do work? Oh, fuck them. Why does Roger make it seem like that joining a band is, it should always be about you? And that's what happens if you want to get into the business. Guess what? You're going to be doing a lot of fucking work. You're not going to see your friends, your family that much. You're going to be doing a lot of fucking practice. And if you want to make it big, that's what you're fucking going to have to do. And you're going to have to keep your lips shut about it.
Your parents have a soundproof basement.
A sound... Why would... Once again, Roger, you're demanding way too fucking much. I was never in a band, but I'm sure there would have been plenty of people who have been in bands that would have been thankful if they would have had a closet to play in. Let alone a huge basement. But it has to be soundproof on top of that because, God forbid, other people might listen to how much they suck. This is getting... I forgot how irritating this song is to me.
Carpet central air and no rats or roaches, so you gotta ask them if we can use it for a place to practice. A place to practice. A place to practice. So you gotta ask them if we can use it for a place to practice.
Jesus.
So I said, hey man, I really don't think that that's a good idea. Since I've been living upstairs the past 30 years.
I think Roger's speaking out of experience here. I bet, I'm willing to bet that was where Roger resided, was in his mother's basement for 30 years before he got kicked out. I mean, his mom was a piece of shit too, but I'm actually hoping she's in a better place and away from that peanut head now. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She got 3 complaints, right? And I'm sure this was probably during her dementia period, so I don't know how much of it is actually her fault or not. But god damn it, Roger, if you actually want a place to practice and you want all these things, god forbid you actually have a hustle and do some work, try to earn a place, a studio that you could have for, like, I don't know, 3 hours a day to jam or do whatever you want to do. Talk about possible pieces you want to play. It's not all about you. That's not the way shit... What did Mel say? No roads, wretches. Guess what place is out? Yep. Gigi's van. No, if they were to practice in Gigi's van, Gigi would insist on singing, and that would just ruin everything. I mean, not that Roger's doing that good now, but we all know how bad George is.
Was supposed to attend a big grad school instead of playing in a band and acting like a fool. So they're gonna say no, we can't use this place to practice. No place to practice. Place to practice. If you're not practicing medicine, no place to practice.
Singing about repeating things over and over that have... I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it, ruined my own joke.
For adulting stuff only, not a music practice. The lead singer's parents' garage had no heating or air conditioning.
Once again, I know plenty of bands that would have been in a place with no heating or air conditioning if they could fucking practice. Roger, on the other hand, wants everything and then some because he's an entitled piece of shit. Alright, let's see what the next one is. Oh, yes. Personal favorite of mine. Okay, I don't have to do a palate cleanser anytime soon because these are the good shit songs that were coming up on here. Oh, yeah, groovy, man.
When you're in a band, things that happen that don't happen usually in life.
Another song about bands.
Such as the wife or girlfriend of the band leader. She can get jealous.
What? Even professionally, you don't hear about that often. And if they do, then they usually kick out the person that's in the band that's... Yeah, usually there's not that much drama, and it's why you can tell that Roger has no experience with bands, because if there's ever drama in a band, They cut that. I mean, if they're professional and they have legit chops, they don't usually like dealing with that kind of shit. They like cutting it in the bud as soon as they can. Once again, can't talk as usual.
For all the attention he's paying Ben and not her. So she decides to do something about it.
Because he thinks he's trying to like evoke this bluesy voice, and he thinks all blues singers yell and scream. And I have a theory as to why, but it's gonna sound bad if I get into it. But I think you know why that is.
She wouldn't normally do. Yeah. She decides to make a pact with some of the other members of the band.
The engineering job on this album is just shit in general, by the way.
So you got a bunch of these things that are called band problems. Band problems. Band problems. Band problems. Band problems. Band problems. Band problems.
I know I stated this before, but I gotta state it again. Whenever he like merges into another lane genre speaking, he just butchers it. Just T-bones the car and it completely mangles everything and everybody in it. This being a prime example. Roger, you should just, I mean, you're Dylan is shit, but it's far better than anything bluesy that you do. It's really an abortion.
So after the guy leaves, you gotta go and find someone else's band. You gotta put an ad on Craigslist, Facebook.
That's how you find people in a band? Usually, it's much simpler than that. I go like on Facebook or what's that other site? Yeah, but there's other a matter of fact, I believe there's a whole site dedicated to finding band members. But Craigslist is old hat. Does anybody even use Craigslist on here anymore? I know I don't. Craigslist Blues. That would have been a better name for this song. All right, let's continue.
Few people respond. So you send a bunch of them on a song you want them to learn, and they say, okay, I can learn them. Turns out they don't learn them. Here's what happens then.
If I know you, Roger, it's probably because you get pissed at them that they don't learn the song in one day. You seem like that kind of uptight asshole where if they don't curve and lean into like every little thing that you want, you just bitch, and you aren't patient with them at all. And I could tell. I don't know if it's true, but I heard he did most of the not most of the instrumental work. Producing. He did have people doing instrumentals, but as you'll hear, it's very, not stilted. It doesn't have any soul. Because Roger doesn't leave much open to interpretation, and it's also mostly done on Casio. Jesus, now I'm talking like I'm out of my ass here. My brain's rambling because I need to sip on something to drink. Hold on. Oh, God, thank God. Yeah, if I didn't have that by me, I would put a fucking hole in my head. I need some intrepidation after listening to some of this shit. Every blues singer manages to stay away from lines that really date. Exactly! Great blues songs are timeless in terms of lyrics. And they don't all sound this stereotypical and needy. This is a very needy song. It's as if Roger is saying, please put me in a band. It's like, it reminds me of, has anybody ever heard Kim Kardashian's 80s version of I Love LA? And she makes it all about her instead of LA, and it's really cringe. Oh! Why didn't I think of that before? Okay, I have a good palate cleanser for after this. As a matter of fact, I gotta look it up. Because one of the reggae songs he did. One of the reggae songs he did earlier reminds me of a classic public access song. Let's see. And it's just as bad. Let's see. Well, I should be playing the song while doing that. There we go. So them guys, they gonna try to change the whole band. You don't want that to happen, though. So you gotta show them, no, you got band problems, band problems, band problems, band problems, band problems, band problems. Band problem, band problem. After you find the right person to be in the band, somebody gotta go get this gig. It could be one or two of the people in the band. It really doesn't matter. Jesus. As long as someone just try to do it. So they call the place who's looking for the gig. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. As funny as Band Problems is, I'm like hyper focused right now on trying to find Smoking the Ganja, because it so reminds me of the reggae songs that Roger does, and for some reason I cannot find it on YouTube anymore, or if they did, they hid the fuck out of it, because that was a fucking hilarious song. Let's see. Is it called Smoke the Ganja? If anybody finds it, can you put a link to it in chat? Because I feel like playing that right now. Let's see. Sounds like... you see, if Roger was actually funny and knew what parody meant, that would absolutely work. But no. No. Just no. Band problem. Does anybody know the song that I'm talking about? It was on a public access show, and it's just 5 white teens doing bad reggae, singing about smoking the ganja. It was viral for a while. Let's see. Smoke ganja. Oh wait, I think I found it. Think is optimal word. No, that's not it either. Is that what this... Alright, let's see. If I can't find it here, then we'll continue. Let's see. Public access. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I can't find it. That fucking sucks. Okay. The only white reggae I know is Snow. Well, I'll just set it up really quickly before we get back to band problems. There were like these 5 white teens in a band singing about smoking the ganja, and you could tell none of them have done marijuana before in their life, and like Roger, and it was so clunky sounding that there was definitely a charm to it. Oh, I know where I can find it. It'd be on Oddity Archive. Okay, so I'm going to play the rest of Band Problems, and if I have anything to say about it, I'll put it on. Or I'll jump back on.
The person at the phone said, you got to come in at 5. One of y'all going in there. And they said, I don't book them gigs anyway. We booked up until next year. So that's what happened.
God, it just repeats the same thing over and over. I'm having no fucking luck finding this clip, and it's driving me fucking nuts. Because I would like to do a palette cleanser right now. And it's possible that I might have got flagged. Alright, so... Although I might want to put on the stereotypical public access at this point. Let's see. Let's run, no. Goth public access, no. Let's see. No. Don't want to put on Stairway to Stardom, no. Let's see. Art Follies, no. Gay for Jesus, no. Let's see. I swear I'm gonna find this fucking clip. I'll have to go to archive.org if I really can't find it. Let's see what time is 8:38. All right, let's go on to the next one. You can already tell I'm getting fatigued, can't you? Let's see. Informer is great. Hip Problem is great. Gun Problem. Oh god, that would be an abortion if Roger had his own public access show. Okay, so archive.org. Maybe because it might be on there. Public access. Really? I cannot have imagined this because it used to be viral. Because I believe the song was Smoking the Ganja. Fuck it. Okay, we're just going to continue. That was a complete waste of time on my part. Alright, let's continue. This is another unintentionally funny one.
It's time to leave the spotlight. It's time for curtain call. I'm seeing the pictures coming, but struck out on past fall. My friends learn to pay the rent. I've worked to death.
I've worked to death. Sure you have, Roger. The most Mr. Roger looking motherfucker. You do not. You look like the antithesis of someone that has worked. You look like a lazy bum, especially when you aren't dressed like that. I gotta listen to that again.
Struck out on past fall. Friends learn to pay the rent. I've worked to death, and my last cent.
Worked my last cent. Your last cent, Roger, probably came from your mom. You probably manipulated her some way to get it to her purse to get her ATM card, knowing you. Get another Korg in your fucking studio apartment. It's not even studio apartment, it's Section 8.
Amps, guitars, and bicycles. I bought myself a ticket to a life I can't afford.
Oh, fuck yeah. Hey, how you doing, Eugene? Yeah, I'm playing some bad peanut music here. And we're at, Time to Leave the Spotlight, which, God, I wish Roger could do.
Been calling from the flickering flame. I've seen the venues change.
Oh, okay. I gotta hear it. It's funny that you should mention that, Eugene, because I was talking about how in the what's that song? How could I already forget the name of it? One moment, folks. Oh yeah, Like a Woman. On the Like a Woman track, whoever was doing the engineering job for that, the finalization, faded Roger's voice in like 6 or 7 words into the song. So his vocal comes on late.
From Rick's Street Road to Daddy-O, Emilio to Bandito, still no agent call, no writing on the wall, no Radio City music song.
I just find that funny after Jersey days, how he basically shitted on both Jersey and New York, sings praises of Radio City Music Hall.
Just busting streets on Giant Street, an empty outdoor shopping mall. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but really not that old. I can do this in moderation and have realistic goals.
Christ.
Wall Street Road, you'll see me play, but not when it's a trading thing. I've overcomplicated things, perceive myself as way too big.
Well, you gotta be careful there, Lewis, because Roger's gonna try to perform at Radio City Music Hall, apparently.
There's no need to play the game. No person on here to blame. Stick around, I say a few more years. But hold your breath, cause I'm not set. Time to leave the spotlight. Oh, I won't leave it, won't leave the spotlight yet.
So Roger has basically admitted here that he's going to be doing this shit the rest of his life. God, that reminds me of another guy. Although he's actually talented. There's some guy, he either lives in Iowa or South Dakota. He is a one-man band, and he plays everything through his accordion. I forget his name, though. But he's infinitely more talented than Roger will ever be. Let's see if I can find what his name is. One Man Band. Whoop, if I could spell One Man Band correctly. Let's see. Midwest. Accordion. And I believe he's 98 years old. What's his name? Fuck. Not 90s. Stupid Google. Not accordion. I swear I put an accordion and Google like translated that as accordion. No, accordion. Alright, let's try this again. Boy, I've been having a hard time with finding the kind of palette cleansers I want. Because this guy has an interesting history. Let's see. No, not Myron Florin. God damn it. This is the kind of live stream tonight where I get salty. Working for Packing Peanuts. Exactly. I want to see Watt perform. Oh, Richmond's regarded at Radio City Music Hall. Oh, that'd be great. I want to hear George singing. I can imagine George singing "Thank Heaven for Little Girls." Him and Roger. That'd be like their big closing number. I wonder if he's under classic gas emissions. Let's see. Because they have a lot of weird stuff. Let's see. Classic. Would I want to find the right fucking palette cleansers? Of course I can't. Jerry... okay, I found him. Okay, Jerry Slager. Yay, we get to actually have a fucking appropriate palette cleanser. Okay, so... Wait for YouTube to load because I have a million tabs open right now. Hopefully it's not gonna lag anything here. God damn it, I don't want watch history. There we go. Because most of his videos are like a minute long, and I want to find one that has him. Okay, yeah, there we go. Copy link. Go to here. Here. Open. There we go. Add URL. I know it's so exciting when I talk over this. I know what's his face likes it. That one guy earlier that told me I should just shut up and you know, play this without getting flagged by Roger. Okay, there we go. Oh God, I needed that. After dealing with Peanuts, repetitive lyrics and droning God songwriting he does. It's basically the same verse chorus or verse chorus. It gets so mind numbing after a while. Maybe that's what he was going for. Maybe he just wanted to mind melt everybody. Could be. And not to mention, he's very easily jealous. I mean, you got to keep in mind, and I won't mention his name. He's never been to college. I think he just graduated high school, then immediately, decided to be a professional, not professional, online gamer, where he wanted to get his ass kicked. Oh, I wish got kicked all the time. Kissed 24/7. GameFAQs used to be full of that. Yeah, it's his voice, so the... Oh God, Svetlana is about as real as fucking Tooth Fairy. And the fact that he still harps on that is pathetic as fuck. And if Green Ranger is real, and it's perpetuating that makes it even sadder. Because it makes you look like a complete asshat to perpetuate the fact that he has somebody when it's fairly obvious he doesn't. It's never showed... Oh, no, that's not true. He tried to show off a picture, but that later proved to be false. Would you like some Pop-Tarts? Yeah. All the forums, including SA. If I remember... No, was he ever on SA? I think he just trolled George when he started becoming popular on either YouTube or that other site that used to be popular back in the day. Wow, it's been so long since I used it, I don't even remember. Oh, Metacafe. There we go. So, let's see. How many songs do we have to go? Because what I think I'll do is I'll do a part 2 tomorrow. But I definitely want to do a couple more songs before I go. Let's see. Oh, it's only 8:58. Maybe I will do another hour. Who knows? But I want to count up to see how many more songs we have to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, God. I barely made a dent tonight. Let's see. I was going to say... Oh, yeah. E-Bombs World. That's another one. Yeah, George was all over the place because there was no... There wasn't really one that wasn't number one back in the day. Now everybody gravitates toward YouTube because that's the place where... It seems like a lot of people are getting popular. And not to mention it's just easier to deal with. Let's see, we tripled the amount of peeps that have heard his song from 3 to 9. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember that site, You the Man Dog. Yeah, they closed it, what was it, just 2-3 years ago? Somewhere around there, and then they tried to revive it. And for what I remember, that didn't do so well. Alright, I know I'm postponing the inevitable here of me having to listen to another Regard song, but let's persevere here. Oh no. This is the reason why I was trying to look for Smokin' the Ganja song. Eugene, are you familiar with that one? It was a public access song where it was a bunch of teens singing about how they smoked the ganja, and they were all out of rhythm, and it was so comedic, but it reminds me so much of Roger's reggae writing style that I want to play it so I could contrast and compare it, but I can't find it on YouTube anymore. Okay. This whole Greta thing is it's one big cringe fest.
Why'd we kill this planet? Friends got nothing done. Pull off our protected shields and stare straight at the sun. Toxins killed off all our soil. Water filled with lead.
He makes it seem like that the whole fucking world is polluted. With a lot of these fucking stupid... He's trying to do what every, dumb, regarded-ass Hollywood singer does with the whole... They always have to have one environmental song. And that seems like what Roger is ripping off here. Although, he even fucks this up.
GMOs and phosphates messed up all our heads. Should've listened to Greta.
Are you kidding, bitch? When I was a kid... Oh, I know some of you are going to say... That's probably why I speak the funny way I do. When I was a kid, we drank from the hose. We would go exploring, under the house. like do all this dangerous shit that like kids shouldn't do. And then I think it was the 90s. I don't remember if it was the baby boomers that started doing that or early Gen Xers, but then they started doing things like patting the fireplace so kids wouldn't scratch themselves and all that kind of... Oh no, wait a minute. Baby boomers started doing that in our generation as well. They had those fucking baby gates and all that kind of shit. But I think Gen Xers were probably one of the last generations to do stupid shit like that. Risk themselves. And most of us, except for me, because it definitely sounds like I'm a regard, it doesn't affect most people. It's... Another example would be the whole nut crowd. People that insisted that none of the baked goods should have fucking nuts in it, when most people don't have nut allergies. Yeah, I better not go down that rabbit hole. But you guys get what I mean. Roger is just trying to placate to that whole side of the agenda that, you know, corporations are responsible for all evils and all the things that he mentioned is ruining mankind, when not all that stuff is. Sometimes it's either bad genetics, bad parenting, God forbid, you know, parents being responsible for their kids, and other things. It's not just because, quote unquote, the planet is fucked.
Climate change was real. It didn't matter what we thought. Didn't matter what we feel. We should have listened to Greta. Listen to all the facts.
Am I the only one that's disturbed that he's admiring a girl here? So we had Like a Woman, which was a complete and utter pedo song. And this follows up with that. He's like admiring and worshiping like somebody that's underage. Well, not underage. How old is she now, Greta? Not that I really care or anything, but it was creepy. It's still creepy, the fact that he does this. Roger, I know, is in his 50s, and she is still super young.
We didn't try to save the world. We sure did try to act.
Oh, if Ron played this on the radio, I'd be laughing my ass off. As well as anybody that heard this. These songs universally are shit. Just universally.
Cronyism lobbyists distracted us with hype.
Not being, once again, this is Roger just being generic as fuck and not getting into specifics other than GMOs, which I'm trying to remember when were they first introduced? I gotta look that up. Let's see. When were Alright, they were introduced 1973. So I was raised with that shit. And nothing detrimental has happened to me. No heart disease, no heart attacks, none of that. And Roger makes it seem like that all of this shit, all of it is equally is evil. Not saying that they're not bad, but it's this whole reverse Pollyanna. I guess it'd be more like Humpty Dumpty. Not Humpty Dumpty. Chicken Little. That, you know, the sky is falling and everything is about to fucking end when it's not.
Critical theories. Guns, abortion, and right to right.
How did we get from environmentalism to abortion and gun rights? Why did you incorporate it? That is such a weird fucking thing to do. Alright, let's get back to... Oh, Jesus, clicked on the wrong one.
Filled up all our airwaves with social media blather.
That'd be more like you, Roger, because you listen to anything that NPR tells you every day just because it's NPR. Not the dog on people that listen to NPR, but he seems like that kind of guy. I mean, this is coming from a guy who hates both political parties equally. I think that they're both full of shit. But Roger especially loves licking the diarrhea that comes out of that pipe hole.
Asked our famous influencers to tell us what should have mattered. Should have listened to Greta. Climate change was real. It didn't matter what we thought. Didn't matter.
Are you kidding? That would be an excellent idea, Eugene. We should. If there's any way you could make that happen, that would be awesome. Yeah, politics is all BS. This is coming from a guy that was, let's see, when I was younger, I was Democrat / socialist, like everybody here is in California. Then I went from that to Republican, actually for a very long time. Then I was in the alt-right thing for a little while until I learned that basically the fucking Nazis and fascists took it over. Just like the communists took over the SJWs. Actually, that whole... God, I don't want to get into politics here, but... like, any good... How do I articulate this? Anything good in politics gets corrupted by somebody that wants to usurp it. Let's see, yeah. In Roger's case, Mel, you are 110% correct. He is integrating things that has nothing to do with environmentalism into the song. All right.
We should have listened to Greta. Listen to all those facts.
We should be listening to little girls? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Roger? Pervert?
We shouldn't try to act, should have listened to Greta. Oh yeah.
Once again, I'm surprised he's not doing Mon and all those Jamaican stereotypes, because that would have at least, given this song more entertainment value. This is just abhorrently bad. Hey, Paintorian! It seems like in every one of Roger's songs, his philosophy is, when in doubt, use hi-hat. Or use something like that. Because it stands out like a sore thumb. More cowbell. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, womp, womp. This is the only part of the song. I cannot talk today, as usual. The only Roger song that has somewhat of a catchy thing to it, and it's annoying as fuck. It should fit more in a commercial than a normal song. Womp, womp, womp. His instrumentals really are uninspired. He's just basically repeated the same chord progression the last, I forget how many bars.
Woke up in a cold sweat. It was all a dream.
So in other words, none of the stuff that you were talking about before then actually happened. Duly noted.
Things were back the way they were. Greta was only a teen.
So now you're telling us that Greta didn't exist, or doesn't exist. Also duly noted.
We still have a few years.
So according to Roger, the Earth's gonna end in a few years. Just a regular freaking Sylvia Brown Roger is.
To get ourselves on track. Stop climate from changing. Keep us on the map. We still can't listen to Greta. Climate change is real. Still doesn't matter what we think. Matters what we feel.
Oh,
we
God.
can still listen to Greta. Let's listen to the facts.
You still have not stated what those facts are. You just went on a little political diatribe with a bunch of buzz points that doesn't correlate with anything.
Still gotta try to save the world. We still have time to act. But to listen to Greta. But you listen to Greta. But listen to Greta. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
This part's especially painful, by the way.
Should have listened to Greta. Alright,
This is the kind of reggae that only someone from Wisconsin would appreciate. Boy, he loves bar chords. That's his thing. Even the jazz songs that he does, it's very predictable. It's easy to play. That is, if you know how to play by ear. It's just all so unimaginative, not fun. It's the antithesis of fun. And every song that I now know why this was a big mistake. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 tomorrow. It's so painful to have to listen to these back to back to back to back to back to back. And I'm surprised most of you are still here. Hold on. I didn't even notice you sent a link. Hold on, let me see what this is. Sorry about that, Eugene. What is this? Alright, I'm gonna bite. So help me if you're trolling me, right? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'll play this. Let's see, where is my playlist thing? Add URL. Okay, so
Hi, WTRD. Hi there. Who's our special boy? Yes, you are. You're our little special fellow, aren't you? You can almost read and write all by yourself? Wow! Oh, I'm so proud of you. Maybe, if you keep it up, and you maybe learn to read and write a little bit better, you can have me on your stream as a guest, as a treat for you. Oh, do you like my sweater, by the way? It's matching with my girlfriend. You know?
Yeah, nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. You had your chance. I don't want to talk to a fucking sick pedo groomer. So, no, thank you, Patrick. Anyway, keep seething, keep doing your Spurg posts, and have fun. You do anything new, I'll keep an eye on it, and we'll discuss it then. But as far as you being on my panel, I could give 2 fucks if you're a guest. I really don't want you. Anyway, have a great day.
I appreciate the fact that you use the porn Mario 2 because hold up. Oh god, I probably have the COVIDs now. Yeah, not many people know that Ron Jeremy did a porn as Mario, and Nintendo bought the rights to the film, and I'm trying to remember, did all this other shit. Let's see. The other link, Sean, oh boy, there's another one. Hold on. Alright, let me copy, or do that rather. Oh boy. I'm hoping Angel's in it. Now you want me to play copyrighted music? I'll do this at the end. Because I want to get through as many songs as I can today before I shoot myself. Where was I? Oh yeah, first 3 times, okay.
While holding up a drink, there was nothing else to do, not even a kitchen sink, but there was a dirty old piano with dust all over it.
Okay. And I could speak from experience. I mean, both as somebody that played the piano and have known plenty of people who play the piano. Usually dust on a piano means that it hasn't been tuned in a long time. And somebody who's an experienced piano player will usually not play at a piano that's dusty because, once again, it indicates that it's unkempt and it probably hasn't been tuned. They wouldn't trust it. The only people who would play an untuned piano are attention whores and people, well, same thing, people desperate attention whores, Jesus. Alright, so, yeah, let's continue.
So I thought, what the hell? What are they gonna do, kick me out?
Yes! I actually know plenty of places where if you do stupid shit like that, I can imagine it too. Roger's the kind of guy who, there's no bartender, and he would jump behind the counter and start, like, pouring himself a pint of beer. Well, man, nobody's here, and the beer looked dusty, so I figure I'd pour myself a glass or two.
I'm just gonna sit down and play this thing and see what comes out.
Well, considering what we've been hearing so far, complete and utter horse shit.
So I started to play it, and you wouldn't believe it, man.
You still sounded like shit. And we all agreed. Dun dun dun, dun dun dun.
People gathered around and said, that's pretty cool. The first 3 times. First times in the spotlight. First 3 times. Even when things didn't go right.
Oh, God. Sorry. It's one of those times I can't help laughing. I almost wish next GoomCon we just randomly go into a bar and just see, a random piano or something, and Roger just mysteriously jump out of the blue like some sort of regarded superhero. Look, it's... Nah, I'm not going to do that whole shit. But I seriously want to see just Roger running in, out of the door, jumping on a piano bench, and start playing like shit. That would be fucking hilarious.
So I wound up going to college, because that's what I was supposed to do.
Okay, here we go. Another verse where Roger talks about college people being regarded and self-entitled and know-it-alls, and because he gets jealous of that.
I needed to figure out how my puzzle pieces fit.
That is a very weird lyric. I don't know about you guys, but I had a pretty good clue about who I was by the time I was in college. usually the people that are still figuring themselves out are the socially awkward. I'm not saying that being socially awkward is bad, mind you, because God knows I still am from time to time. But, like, the complete socially regarded. Like Roger, who feels like he should be an attention whore in order to be loved. So he feels compelled to play music just to get attention. It sounds like that, doesn't it? It sounds like an AI making word salad lyrics. Just nonsense. Probably writing the music for, music as in, this, you know what I mean. I cannot fucking talk. Maybe I'm AI generated. Yes, he is. Alright, let's continue.
So I joined up a few clubs to figure out what I like to do. And it wasn't that easy, but I kept trying anyway.
This is thematic in, I know I mentioned this earlier, in a lot of his songs, that Roger tries out bands, they eventually reject him, he gets severely butthurt mad by that, tries out another band, has the same result, and does it over and over again, sort of like a, certain Wisconsin regard we all know and hate, and, well, not necessarily hate, but laugh at.
I saw a sign on the bulletin board when I was registering for classes. It said if you wanted to have fun, you should join the jazz group.
Okay, so I remember this from when I was in the 90s. And actually a lot of high schools did this too. They would always tell you, if you want to learn about this, if you want to have fun, if you they would always sell you this bullshit. And Roger literally took a sign as face value. At face value.
So I was in the group. Turned out I had some natural ability. I had a good ear for music, even if I didn't know what I was doing.
You know what? I was really good at playing the piano, and I could move my fingers up and down the keys. But when it comes to sheet music, I have no idea what the fuck it says. So in other words, Roger, you don't know how to fucking play music. That's basically what you just said here.
Spotlight. The first 3 times, even when things didn't go right. So about 20 years later, I was going into the Radio Shack, trying to find a way to connect my guitar to my home stereo.
Eugene is gonna know why that one's funny. Hooking up a guitar to a fucking stereo speaker. That's what a fucking amp is for. And if you don't know what you're fucking doing, you could blow the fuck out of your speaker or do something. I mean, you can. I wouldn't suggest it though. Once again, unless you know what you're doing. An amp is far better to use. I gotta see what WTRD says to that, because I know he knows what retarded thing that is to do. Hooking a fucking guitar up to a fucking stereo. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna continue.
The guy working there, he happened to have a beard and long hair. He said, "What are you trying to do there?" And I told him what I was trying to do.
I don't know why I think those lyrics in particular are funny. So he asked me what I was going to do, and I told him what I'm trying to do. Bizarre.
He said, "You need to stop trying to do this. and come in and join our band. We got some amps there for you, and things didn't go like I planned.
Yeah, you blew out your stereo, you dumb regard. Oh, God. Yes, WTRD knows what I'm talking about. This whole song is stupid. And it's funny stupid, because Roger loves tucking out of his ass.
So I got to go around, hang out and meet some nice chicks, and play a lot of gigs, and drink a lot of beer.
I'm willing to bet Roger's never drunk a non-alcoholic beer, let alone something like a Hefeweizen or a stout, or like if I'd be surprised if he'd fucking drunk that piss water, Miller Lights, Bud Light, any one of those piss water beers. Oh yeah, that's the name of the beer in GTA, piss water. I seriously, George. I keep wanting to call him George because this is as regarded as anything George could do. I do not think this guy has done anything related to drugs before in his life. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
Next 20 years. The first time was in the limelight. First 3 times, even when things didn't go right.
Okay, so I'm just going to skip the fade outs. Although, there are some songs which I forgot to play that the fade outs just chop out either too early or, trying to remember, it's either too early and or they don't fade it out correctly. But it's very noobish. Let's see, he's a big square. He is a big square. And keep in mind, I don't drink or do drugs, but I certainly tried, and I didn't like it. But I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna do fucking songs about it. Dumbass Roger, you dumb motherfucker. Oh God! Once again, whenever Roger either goes out of his lane to do another genre, whenever he tries to act cool, like the previous song, it just blows up in his face, and the closed mic epitomizes that. Oh God, and it's also 6 excruciating minutes, oh no. I didn't know you could do that. So, when you wake up in the morning, you could just choose to be whatever you want to be. So, if I wanted to be an astronaut, I could just show up on Elon Musk's pad and say, you know what, can you shoot me up to the moon, motherfucker, you? Or, you want to become a scuba diver, you could just, steal somebody's scuba uniform and just... because it's whatever the fuck you want to do. The sense of entitlement that Roger has with all these songs is mind-boggling. God fucking damn it.
Bought the best equipment. Thought I'd go far. Looked for open mics. Toured around town.
Yeah, I'll get to unsupervised. Is that next? Hold on. Gotta check something. Oh, it's only 2. Okay, so I'm gonna stop after unsupervised, since that's the one everybody wants to hear. Because there's, let's see, how many tracks after that? So there's Achieve My Dream, which is a really funny song, so that's a good one to begin the end up with. And unsupervised is definitely special ed. I definitely want to save the 3 tracks for tomorrow because I'll just stream again tomorrow. And then we have, let's see, Life Ain't Been Too Bad, which is an abortion. I Need a Band Wife, which most of you are familiar with. You gotta change... wait a minute. Is You Gotta Change Your Band one we've heard? Hold on, I gotta check that out. Oh yeah, okay, so... Oh, there we go. Okay, so we have heard that one before. Gotta make a note by getting rid of that. Alright, so... I know this is really professional here, I'm sorry. Fuck! I just made a boo-boo. Okay, so while I correct that, I'm gonna continue playing this.
Some nightclubs. Can't believe what I found. It wasn't an open mic. It was a closed mic, that is. Band held the stage, run me into crap, drown me in the mix, join me without asking.
Did they join you without asking? So it's like band joining rape? Is that what you're saying? Which I find funny considering you were singing about fucking little girls earlier, you degenerate fuck.
I know the song, hog in the spotlight. Went over to sign up.
Oh god, this is excruciating. It took me a minute to figure out, and I've heard this many times before. It's how slow this song moves, like unnecessarily slow. It could be like another. Trying to think, not 120 beats a minute. That'd be. It's not like a dance song, but it feels unnecessarily slow. Okay, I'm gonna do a Lewis here. Let's see, playback, and because I gotta remember which buttons increase speed. Let's see, X and C and Z. Okay, so let's listen to it. See if it is better if it's played faster.
There's been a line. It's Broadway. Top of the house band.
That sounds catchier. I like that better. Not that it sounds good, mind you, but it certainly sounds better than it did before.
See what they do. They do, you're in the country now. Gotta play them 12-bar blues. It wasn't an open mic. It was a closed mic, that is. House band on the stage. Look me into the squire. Now me in the mix. Join me without asking. Not knowing the song.
I've never heard that. Like, you're up there. I don't know how many people have, like, been in a band and, like, performed in front of people. Has there been any of you guys who've had, like, somebody just randomly jump up and start playing in the band? That is 10 levels of regardation right there. It is bad. Although I'm thankful I had the idea to play this faster because it sounds much better.
Hog in the spotlight. So I got up with the group. Said they could play anything. They couldn't get it right. Now,
okay. You have sung, you've made lyrics about this kind of thing multiple times now, and I'm not even, like, I am more than halfway through your discography now, but it's a repeat thing with you about how you think other people can't play well, and you're the God's gift to musicians. And it's everybody else's fault, and you could do no wrong. Never. You're like, in some ways, you're worse than Gorgeous George. Because in George's case, it's obvious he's a fat failure. You could smell his failure from miles down the road. Where you try to present yourself as somebody that, has talent, that could do all these things, and when people see right through you, that's when they're bad. And the prime example is when you tried to be a co-host on Eugene's show by doing that horrific Trump impersonation. By the way, one of the worst I've ever heard. And I'm not just saying that just to say that either. One of the worst Trump impressions ever. And that's saying something, because I've seen plenty of shit Trump impersonations on the internet. I gotta continue.
Yeah. Still staying tuned. Mama lost the word. Chug the beer. And smoke the stuff out back.
Smoke the stuff out back. That's another obsession that he has. For somebody that that is in a band, once again, when you say smoke the stuff out back, that speaks to somebody that has never done drugs before. They usually talk about how it feels to get high, or how good it feels to get high. They don't talk about where or when they're going to do it, usually. There's usually more detail behind it. But here it just feels completely random, arbitrary, and like you feel like it needs to be in there because it feels cool according to you. It doesn't fit at all with the kind of person that you are.
It wasn't an open mic. It was a closed mic, that is.
Oh God, Artie Klimowitz. that complete abortion of humor. That's even worse than his Trump impersonation. Him trying to like do any sort of character is worse than Simon's. Where Simon, you had some sort of cohesion of humor going on. Roger, it feels like, it's hard for me to articulate this too. It feels like Roger's trying to be funny for the sake of being funny. Where Simon seems like he had something he wanted to accomplish on stage, like he wanted to do this bit and had a big story to go behind it. Roger doesn't do that. Then again, it's a theme in his songs as well. It's very half-assed. Thank you, yeah, contrived.
Join me without asking. Not knowing the song. All in the spotlight.
What I want to know is what songs do you keep teaching them to learn that they can't play? It's probably like some sort of classical piece that they always fail in just so you whine and bitch. Unnecessarily long chord progression too. Could you imagine it? This is a Bob McKinn kind of a song. It plays unnecessarily slow, and you have to speed it up just to make it more palatable.
With an open mic, closed mic, that is. House band called The Stage. Love me into crap. Round in the mix.
that's about as far as I can get into that because that song's basically done. Oh, God. Okay. 2 to go.
Amen.
No, that's not the right one. Do not want to listen to that again. Alright, so clear playlist because I got the wrong... I thought I had the right ones up there. Alright, remove all items. Okay, here we go. This is another song that needs to be sped up. Hold on.
Here I am, at last, on the big important stage, touring around the world in private jets and limousines. A team of all my idols are now in my band. Rick Wakeman and Keith Emerson, Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, Goldie McJohn, John Moore, John Paul Jones,
John Holmes,
John Bonham. They're playing my songs exactly how I wanted them.
They played the songs like I wanted. Every song, Roger does a self-serving. They played the songs I should have... no, that would drive me insane if I had an I counter on all of Roger's songs. And every time he talks about how somebody did him wrong, and to that effect, that would kill me if I had to do a counter for that kind of stuff. But this is what I like to call the delusional song that he does here. I could imagine that he thinks this is what's going to happen if in his mind, if his album becomes big, which it's not, of course. I doubt he's even gone beyond single digits when it comes to sales to any of them.
Score written by John Williams, played by the London Symphony. Thousands of screaming fans at every show, sold out.
Roger, I've seen your videos. You barely can get a bar filled up, let alone a stadium.
Waiting months in advance to buy scalp tickets online.
Could you imagine somebody wanting to buy a scalp ticket for, hey man, I like to do that reggae. Beep, 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 beep.
So we're flying in my Learjet back to my private island. After playing many shows in Las Vegas, Chicago, New York, and Europe. Partying with our groupies, hanger-ons, and the press corps.
Rick Astley.
We're snapping photos and videos, recording every word for the next cover story for Rolling Stone. Then out of the blue, one pilot goes into cardiac arrest, and the cockpit runs out of oxygen as the other pilot passes out after hyperventilating.
Oh, okay. There's actually... Wish Nurse Joy was here. There's actually a term for this. Yeah, if the cabin loses pressure, people can suffer from hypoxia, which is basically there's no oxygen in there. But if that was the case, because we all know Roger's a regard, he wouldn't even be aware of it because he would be passed out too. Actually, if you guys want to do, want to look up a really fucked up story, there was a Greece plane crashed where the plane was still flying by itself in autopilot for, I believe, an hour before it crashed. They had to get the Air Force up there to check on them, and there was... this was actually really sad. one of the crew members regained consciousness, went into the captain's seat to try to fly the plane, and all the only way the cabin member could communicate with the Air Force was through hand gestures, and he was just pointing down. A really fucked up situation, but I just wanted to point this out because, once again, Roger doesn't know what he's talking about here.
We're watching drunk and high and coked up to even notice that no one's flying the plane, and then we're all about to crash and die instantly.
If only.
Suddenly I wake up thinning gray hair again.
Okay, that part's actually good. Roger admits that he has thinning gray hair. Because Roger, I mean, throughout these whole songs, it's one big is it adulation? What's the word I'm looking for? I think that's the right word. Where he's like pumping his ego up the whole time. And there's only been like a couple instances where he has these self-realizations, and that stands out far more than him doing all this stupid bullshit.
Severe gut, like a hairy old grizzly bear. Damaged ears keep ringing from enduring years of feedback.
Okay, I've seen you practice, Roger. You have the headphones on. I doubt you even listen to, like, when you play back the music with, I would say even at a few decibels. You probably go into autistic ranges if there were, like, big fucking speakers on stage. Because you mostly do acoustic pieces. So, yeah, I wouldn't buy it. Your eardrums are just fine.
Slipped a disc in my back. I'm lugging all this heavy gear.
Thank you, self-aggrandizing. That's what I meant to say.
For spare change, for half the value I paid.
Thank you, Lewis.
Played my heart out, but no one cared. And my ex has me living the trail while still paying child support and living on food stamps.
Child support while being on food stamps. Wow. So once again, I don't know what to think about this, because this is partially realistic on Roger's part, because if he ever did have the intercourse with a woman and had a baby, the only way he could pay it would be either by pawning the keyboards or, giving his EBT benefits to them. Oh, man, you are a piece of shit.
Inner smoking bans ain't stopping me from smoking outside in shame. Right back to signing with...
Hold on. What did you say, Lewis? Let's see. Go back to the 4... Could you please... Oh, yeah. Okay. What I'll do is I'll play it at normal speed. Yeah. He, for some reason, has to have... And I don't know why. Because he talks about having an ex-wife. Having the voice of a woman who I guess is the ex-wife saying, keep your voice down, and a lot of those things, which it's unnecessary having that in there.
For having the value I paid for it. Played my heart out, but no one cared.
Yeah, can you please keep it down? The customers cannot hear themselves talk, or something like that. It really wasn't necessary.
Indoor smoking bans ain't stopping me from smoking outside in shame. Right back to signing lists and waiting for my 15 minutes of fame in another open mic. I achieved my dream, but it turned into a nightmare. I achieved my dream, but it was only a dream. I achieved my dream, but it turned into a nightmare.
This song's a nightmare.
I achieved my dream, but now I'd rather stay awake.
Okay, thank you, God. Alright, so this is going to be the last song for the night, because if I hear anything else after Unsupervised, I'm going to find the tallest building in Orange County and just jump off the top. It is almost suicide-inducing. If I didn't have anything to do tomorrow, I would have probably gone through the rest of it, because there isn't much left. Knock on wood. So what I think I'll do is tomorrow we'll play the rest of his discography. We'll listen to Watt's stand-up routine, which I know Mel's listened to before. It is something else. I'll probably play some of the George videos and see what other fun little stuff I can find to play. No. Unsupervised, always alone. I'm sorry. If you want to give me an innie, just talk about, how lonely you are and how bad you have it. It's a very emo lyric driven song. I know Roger isn't an emo, but it sounds very emo. Oh no, I'm not done yet. Oh wait, you gotta go? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, alright, so, because we're gonna do, oh god, I can't believe we're gonna do Unsupervised. Oh god, this is without a doubt his cringiest song. Alright, let's listen to the most emo song Roger's ever done unsupervised.
Unsupervised, always alone. No one supports him, kicked out of his home.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I find this funny, is his mom did kick him out. I don't know when, but he has admitted this before. So, I think this whole song is him talking about his life.
Stand up and fight, ignore your plight.
Stand up and fight, that makes sense. When Eugene was over, he tried to punch him and got his face punched in. Shout out Eugene. Fighting with... That's another thing Roger's never done. I doubt he's even held the water pistol, let alone a fucking real gun. Like any 6-shooter.
Seen and not heard, show no respect. No one to talk to, lives in neglect. Blowing the models, don't know his role. Left in the darkness, sleeping on buses. Running the TV, watching 4 channels.
Did he just say watching 4 channel? I don't know why I find that unintentionally hilarious. Watching 4 channel.
Watching 4 channels, no observation. Watching 4 channels. The TV, watching 4 channels. No.
Who said? Unless he's talking about currently, and he's on 4chan watching that a lot. But I doubt even he's that hip. And 4chan hasn't been a popular website in a very long time.
No observation, no solar panels, out in the streets, out in the heat, no supervision, many decisions, unsupervised.
Well, that's what adulthood's all about, fucking peanut head. You gotta make decisions, and nobody's gonna baby you. He really sounds like he's fucking dejected. He should ask Jimmy for a gun. Yes. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. I almost want to be a Bruce Willis and tell him, welcome to the party, pal. Adulthood's not easy. It is not fucking easy. And you either hack it or you can't hack it.
Always alone.
Well, if you don't try, Roger, and you don't make everything about you, yeah, you're gonna, depending on how you change yourself, you're either gonna always be alone or you might meet somebody. It depends on when you let go of those high standards you have.
Now once upon him kicked out of his home. Stand up and fight. Ignore your plight.
This is giving me an idea. I almost want to do a music video where Stand Up and Fight is where he tries to fight Eugene, and then, of course, comes back that sucker punch from Eugene just right on the floor.
Under the rug.
Oh, God damn it. Alright, I broke my own rule. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. But then again, I didn't put his name in the stream, so the chances of him finding it are next to zero.
Fighting with fuzz. Wounds aplenty, stitches go.
Did he say fighting with fuzz, as in, like, the 70s term for police?
Wounds fighting with fuzz.
Fighting with fuzz. It's like when George says doobie. He talks about fighting the fuzz. Oh my fucking God. Just when I thought, George couldn't date himself, Roger dates himself back even further. This is the kind of stuff that would make Kevin blush.
Wounds aplenty, stitches galore. Danger gymnastic fell on the floor.
Danger gymnastic fell on the floor. Did anybody understand that word salad? Hold on.
Gymnastic fell on the floor. Injured gymnastic fell on the floor.
Injured gymnastic fell on the floor. That still doesn't make any sense. What does that have to do with anything you're talking about here?
Plenty stitches galore. Danger gymnastic fell on the floor. Bullied and taunted students and teachers. Feeling unwanted. Hid under bleachers.
Oh shit. Okay. I remember where I was. Only a minute through the song so far. So, when Roger was in school, he was the kind of kid to be pinned under bleachers. Why does that not shock me? Fucking dumb kid.
Ignore your play. Bullied and taunted students and teachers. Feeling unwanted. Hid under bleachers.
Oh, God, Roger. Fucking emo attitude you have. You gotta learn how to fight for yourself and not fucking feel so self-entitled. You want to drive people away, as I mentioned earlier, you keep doing that shit.
Unwanted, hid under bleachers, coaxed into trouble, cheating and stealing.
Coaxed into trouble. Like, he has no free will.
High times drinking, unit is feeling. Street into trouble.
Hold on. No. Did Roger mention... We went from fuzz to streaking. The song... Roger tries to do a contemporary version of a 70s song.
Coaxed into trouble, cheating and stealing. High times drinking, unit is feeling. Idiot.
Oh my God. He said streaking. In the context, I think he said it. Oh my God. This lyrically just keeps getting worse.
Dealings, people for pleasing, taking in vagrants, crazy outputs, huh?
Taking in vagrants, crazy outputs. I gotta hear that again.
Feeling, idiot dealings, people for pleasing, taking in vagrants, crazy outputs, huh?
Taking in vagrants, crazy outputs. You know what that sounds like to me? It's like Roger's fucking homeless people in holes that they didn't even know they had. And or Roger was homeless and taking it in a place he didn't want to take it.
Unsupervised, always alone. No one supports him, kicked out of his home. Stand up and fight, ignore your plight. Under the rug, fighting with thugs.
Under the floor fighting with fuzz. I mean... I don't know what I feel. Oh God, I don't know why I feel so flabbergasted by Fuzz, and it just seems so stupid as the lyrics he's trying to combine. I think once again he's trying to go for this like I call they call it urban. Like this hip hop sort of thing he's going for. It doesn't meld, it doesn't mash, it doesn't cohesively sound together as a whole. And it reminds me of my great grandmother. So I'm going to give a little quick fun story. My grandmother died when I was 4, and when I was 3, it was the only time I was over, and apparently I did meet her, but I don't remember. They were putting a puzzle together. And my great-grandma was in the early stages, was it early or was late? I don't know. Or don't remember, rather. She was trying to put a piece of the puzzle in a place it didn't belong. So, instead of trying to figure out where it went, she brought out a hammer and pounded the piece into the puzzle. That's the kind of songwriting we're dealing with here, folks. It's like somebody taking a hammer and trying to, hammer something into a song that doesn't fit.
Learn a thing, never a clue, no living skills, nothing to do, don't know accounts, looking for thrills, making bad choices, getting wrong voices, hiding in theaters, strolling the park.
Hiding in theaters? That's the kind of crime that, like, I never did it, but I knew friends who did. That's the kind of crime that, like, fucking teens do, or preteens. That's not something an adult should be singing about, let alone a 50-plus-year-old adult.
Theaters, strolling the park, driving to see her, try not to be her, running from darkness, stuck in the grief. What should he do? Getting some sleep, unsupervised, always alone. No one supports him, kicked out of his home.
This chorus, yeah, I don't even need to say anything.
Ignore your plight, under the rug, fighting with thugs. Where should he go? Where should he stay? When is tomorrow? When is today? Finding a way.
I'll tell you where you stay, Roger. You get a fucking job, and if you don't have any money, you find a shelter. You make it seem like that this is fucking rocket science. You know it's not, because you're on Section 8, motherfucker. You know that there's always solutions to every problem out there, and you make life sound far more complicated than it really is.
Get through the day, get through the hours, toiling away, get through the years, all those fears, filling his brain. When will this clear? End in the pain, end in the fear, out of the darkness into the clear.
Oh, so we go through going through theaters and doing all this immature bullshit to out of the danger, when she calls those things danger, into the clear. Bravo, Roger. Bravo. Yeah, that's primo songwriting right there.
Unsupervised, always alone. No one supports him, kicked out of his home. Stand up and fight, ignore your plight. Under the rug, fighting with thugs.
always alone. Now once upon a time, kicked out of his home. Stand up and fight, ignore your plight. Under the rug, fighting with us.
Oh, God. So, I'm just going to end it... Oh, hold on, there we go, because I need a background. Just to end it with a little bit of an observation I have. Some of his songs, like this one, it might... Not that it would work, it'd have to be heavily rewritten, but the lyrics, part of the lyrics, not the whole fighting and emo shit, it almost reminds me of nerdcore. Like, really nerdy, stupid shit. Which Roger has the potential to tap into. If he was willing to accept the fact that he's a stupid dork and, you know, he's not perfect. He actually could have the talent for that. Not in terms of, like, you know, writing the music, of course, and producing the music, but writing the lyrics, maybe. Once again, if you got out of that emo mindset. Because a lot of these lyrics are very immature. So that was Roger's best song. No, Roger does not have a best song. Oh, we are going to be listening to Band Wife tomorrow, Genzel. So, in review, do I think Roger is talented? As a whole, no. He could be, but he's too far old, and nerdcore would be learning a new skill set which he doesn't have the ability or patience to, because he always has band problems and everything is everybody else's fault. Is this some of the worst stuff I've ever heard? It's up there. It's pretty fucking bad. And there are several reasons for that. One, as stated earlier, it's very narcissistic. Eugene mentioned covert narcissist before. Yep, that doesn't surprise me. He, once again, projects his insecurities on everybody else. Everything is everybody else's fault. Then... the few songs he doesn't talk about bands and his hatred for people. Yeah, he sings about his hatred for higher education. He sings about once again, I hate all politics, but he does sing about lib politics as if, you know, it's God's given politics, which I'm not gonna get into. But that and every other regarded thing he gets into in these songs is what's holding him back if he wanted to be famous. It's retarded. Yeah, the thing that gets me most, of course, is the Like a Woman song. That is clearly a pederast song. Clearly. And, by the way, he has taken the song off of both Spotify. He took it off of Bandcamp. So you cannot find it anywhere online now. I'm one of the few people, other than some of the other goons, who have Like a Woman and Gotta Go. Because both of those songs are gone now. The problem, of course, is these regarded songs remain. Other than that, let's see. What the fuck is going on here? I was going to try to look for... Yeah, I might as well end it on something copyrighted and something Eugene requested, so I'm going to be closing up now. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll wrap this up and we'll get into a little bit of other goon stuff like GG, Watt. If I find some more Roger stuff to laugh at, we'll get into that. So, yeah, thank you guys for coming, and Hold on. Good night.